and welcome back to Reading Club. So today I'm going to start a new book. It's called My Weird School, Mrs. Roopy is Loopy. So I'm going to read you Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Mrs. Roopy is Loopy. Contents. 1. That army guy. 2. The librarian. 3. George Washington's teeth. 4. Dumbheads. 5. Mrs. Roopy's hero. 6. Johnny Applesauce. 7. One small step for man. 8. Nursery rhyme week. 9. Mrs. Roopy's problem. 10. The evidence. 11. Just admit it. 12. The proof. Chapter 1. That army guy. My name is AJ, and I hate school. If you ask me, they shouldn't teach kids how to read and write in school. They shouldn't teach math. They should teach kids how to do tricks on their bikes. That's what I want to learn. That my teacher, Miss Daisy, thinks reading and writing and math are really important for some reason. Miss Daisy told us to write a story for homework and draw a picture to go with it. We read the stories out loud the next day in class. Andrea Young, who thinks she knows everything, made up a story about a family of flowers who were sad because it was cloudy outside. Then the sun came out and the flowers got happy again. It was a really dumb story, if you ask me. Flowers aren't happy or sad. They just sit there and do nothing. They don't even have families. But Miss Daisy kept telling Andrea how great the story was. My story was about these giant man-eating monsters fighting on trick bikes in outer space until they were all dead. I drew cool pictures to go with it. Emily, this girl with red hair, said my story was scary. That Emily thinks everything is scary. Miss Daisy said I had a good imagination, but she asked me if next time I could try to write a story that didn't have so much violence in it. What's violent about giant man-eating monsters fighting on trick bikes in outer space? I asked. Everybody laughed, even though I didn't say anything funny. Andrea said maybe I could have the man-eating monsters make up at the end of the story and tell each other they were sorry. Monsters don't apologize, I said. Everybody knows that. Andrea doesn't know anything about monsters. We were arguing about it when all of a sudden some funny-looking guy marched into our classroom. He was all dressed up in a fancy army uniform. He had a white wig on his head and a sword in his hand. To be prepared for war is the best way to keep the peace, the army guy said. Then he marched out of the classroom. Who's that? Asked my friend Michael, who never ties his shoes, no matter how many times he trips over the laces. Beats me, I said. What's that Principal Klutz? Asked my other friend Ryan, who sits next to me in the third row. I don't know who it was, Miss Daisy said, but he is here heading for the library. We'd better go check it out. Okay, second graders, single file. Chapter 2. The Librarian. Michael was the line leader. Andrea was the door holder. We went to the library, which is brand new and didn't even exist last year when we were in the first grade. They built it over the summer to replace the junky old library we used to have. A library is the part in the school where they have hundreds of books that you can bring home with you. You don't even have to pay for them, and it's not even illegal. The only problem is you have to bring the books back after you're done reading them. My friend Billy around the corner, who was in second grade last year, told me that if you don't bring back your library book on time, the librarian locks you in a dungeon under the school. I'm not sure I believe him. Our new librarian is Mrs. Roopy, Miss Daisy told us as we lined up in the hallway outside the library. Everybody be on your best behavior so you'll make a good impression on her. I'm always on my best behavior, said Andrea Young. She made a big dopey smile at Miss Daisy. Andrea is so annoying. If somebody told her to be on her worst behavior, she wouldn't know what to do. When we went into the new library, we were shocked. Right in the middle of the room was a giant tree. It had a big treehouse at the top, near the ceiling, and a ladder going up to it. What's with the tree? I asked. Beats me, said Ryan. How do you think they got it into the library? Maybe just grew in here over the summer, guessed Michael. Trees don't grow in libraries, said Andrea, as if she knows anything about trees. They must have built it, said Emily. You don't build trees, dumbhead, I told Emily. And she looked all hurt like she was going to cry. The tree was really cool. Some of us started to climb it, but Miss Daisy said we had to get off because it was time for the library period to start. Where's the new librarian? Ryan asked. We were all looking around, but we didn't see Mrs. Roopy anywhere. Then suddenly that army guy with the wig poked his head out of the treehouse. He came down the ladder. I think it was a he anyway. He looked a little like a lady dressed like an army guy. When we got to the bottom, the army guy with the wig stood all straight and proud at attention. He gave us a salute. Are you Mrs. Roopy? I asked. Certainly not, the army guy said. My name is George Washington. I am the first president of the United States and father of our country. So that's the end of this channel. I hope you enjoyed my readings of it, and if you did, please click many likes and subscribe Reading Club. So I'll come back later with a new and improved channel. Bye everybody, see you later!